welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So today I'm a day early. I did say I'd go in on the 7th day, but it's the 6th day because I'm taking the advantage of the weather, because tomorrow is meant to be crap and the rest of the week's not looking good. So what we do is we'll get straight in and open it up, see how we're doing with the super that I added to it and the 2 broads. Let's have a look. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get straight into the box. We'll look to what the temperature is, but I'm sure the temperature gauge is around about 16-17 degrees. So let's get all the crap off the lid and introduce a bit of smoke in there. Just let them know that we're coming in. And just put the smoker down on a hard ground. Last time I burnt the floor, it just wasn't good. So as soon as I take that crown wall off, we should reveal our bees. Making sure we've got a hive tool, because this might be slightly sticky. No, it's not. So nothing really happened at all on the super. I may introduce my feeder back on, just so these bees can start, or help them start bringing some of this comb out, because although we don't want to mix sugar syrup with honey, it's a long way to go at the moment with any kind of thing being produced here. Not to worry, what we'll do is we'll put a bit of smoke in there and we'll just investigate what we've got, and I may go back to the feeder for a while, my hive alive, just to help them bees bring that comb out. So we'll relieve the queen excluder, and the brood box is doing what looks to be really good. I mean, we're packed with bees. Literally packed with bees there. So obviously as you can see, what I'll do is we'll move the camera over, get a better view. Look. So it is a warm day today, so it's going to be relatively tight to pull this out with the room that we've got here. But nice and gently as we go it. Obviously, you know, we've got to keep an eye out for our queen. And again, there's no sign of any queen on there. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to move it aside. I'm going to just be checking my drones as well. So I had one with a bit of a dodgy wing last time. So I'm keep an eye out on that as well. Just double checking that completely, because I'm going to put this one down to one side. As you can see, I'm going to put that down to one side in front of the the hive. Very, very heavy. Lots of capped honey there. Very, very weighty. Really bringing that out lovely, look. Making sure that I get you guys to see this. But again, there's no sign of any queen on there, and everything's looking relatively good with that. So what I'm going to do is get that back in, so I'm not going to hang around too much with this today. I want to get in and kind of get through this as quick as I can. So brought out throwing some play cups again on this top. And this again is why I want to get in here, because it's certainly not charged, but they're still making them, look, as you can see. So I'm going to remove that off of there while I've got this out. There's no sign of any queen, and we've removed that play cup, so we'll get this back in straight away, giving ourselves as much room as we can. Again, we're just keeping an eye out for this queen on this top. Really built out some comb there, haven't they? It's another play cup there, look. Just there. Check that out. That is an empty cup. Again, no sign of the queen. Lots of capped honey on that. While I'm here, I will literally discharge that cup. And we'll get that one straight back in, I think. I'm looking, and when I'm holding these out, and see that the camera's not really doing. Put it in the right place. We've got plenty of cat brood, lots of honey around the outside, look. No sign of the queen on that at all. Lots of drones on there. No kind of play cups on this one. So again, it's looking really good. So again, what we'll do is we'll get this one put away. Obviously they've got the super that I've added, so they've got the room that they need. But like I say, they haven't, which did surprise me. I did expect to see something happening on that super, but it is what it is. They're doing what they need to do on this, and this is the main bit of it. There's the queen there. She's up on the top box. So we'll just have a quick check, keeping this over the hives. I know somebody did comment on my videos that you're not keeping it over the hive, but I do keep it over the hive at all times for that reason. She's doing really well, so I'll put that back in there, keeping her on that frame, closing it up And so I'm going to go through these relatively quickly today, being very careful when I pull that out. Now that I've seen that queen on that other frame, I'm just going to literally go through this. And just literally check that we've got no queen cups going on. Lots of cat brood. So I'll get that one back in. It's looking really good. And again. All that honey around the outside, all that cat brood there. Looking fantastic. Really is looking good. And again, no sign of any kind of... There's a play cup going on there, so what I'll do is I'm going to remove that off of there, and sure you can't see it on the camera, but I have got a small play cup. I'm just going to take it away again. Other than that, looking absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. So no further ado, we'll get that put back. That's what I find with this, especially now I've got this top brood box on, standing over this hive, looking at these frames, really doesn't do my back any favours. Again, nice and gently when we pull it out. All that honey they've done on the outsides, look. No play cups on this one. At all, so again, looking fantastic. Everything there that we want to be seeing, we're seeing. So, just put that away. Nice and gently. Filled out all 11 frames on these. Just great sight to see. And the bottom box, they never. Big cluster of drone cells on this one. So, as we can see, again, looking really good. And we do have a big cluster of drone cells. No queen cups, but it's looking good. So we'll get that back in. And then, last but not least for this one, we know the queen's in here, so what I'll do in a minute, I'll put the crown ball back on, or put this onto the my other hive, which has a queen excluder on it, so we can keep her trapped in there. I did purchase a queen cage the other day. I could have left that frame out, caged her whilst I went through the rest of the hive. Something I might start doing when it gets bigger. And we will nice and gently put that back in there like so. Now, I do want the queen excluder on that, so I'm going to smoke these down so I can get that Queen excluder back on there again, without trapping them like I did last time. Just across the top there. Because last time, if you remember rightly, I was having a bit of a nightmare with getting this on because the old bees didn't want to go down. So that's on there nicely. Oh yeah, that's very, very heavy. Place that down on top of the queen excluder on my other hive, just because we know that the queen was in that. But, you know, there's nothing saying that that queen didn't go down into this while we was messing around, so we're going to keep an eye out again for that reason. So what I'll do is I'm going to start with this side because I do have more room here. And they still haven't done anything with this outside frame. Now, I was toying with the idea of moving one of them frames down from that high super box, the one above, putting it into here and putting these empty ones into that. If anybody thinks that's a relatively good idea to do that, that's starting to build the comb out on this one, look. So if that's a relatively good idea to do that, just let me know in the comments if you don't mind. And if you're new to this, this is my journey that I started. I think I'm on the 8th week since I introduced this nuke to this hive, and this is my journey. It's free to subscribe, costs you no money at all, so follow the journey, subscribe, and each and every time I go into this hive you can see what's going on as well as I can, and we're checking the bees, making sure they look healthy. We've seen the queen and the top one, lots of drones. We're just checking for any queen cells, which there's nothing, and everything looks good on there. Like I say, these couple of empty frames I've got down in this bottom box, I'm thinking about moving up into the top box and replacing them for ones that's got honey and so forth on that they've already worked. So, very dark one, isn't it? Lots of larvae in there, eggs. That I can see in there, which is a nice sight. Just check on the bottom of that. Just a little cluster of drone cells there. We'll get that back in. It's actually quite warm. Where I'm sat right now, I'm actually starting to have a bit of a sweat on. So it is warm. Lots of cap brood there. Look, the whole thing's capped over there. Like I say, it would have been 7 days tomorrow. It's currently the 20th of May. Weather's been really good last few days. Bees have been really out and active. Love watching them. It's thunderstorms roughly the sort of time I get home from work tomorrow, so I taken the opportunity to go in here today. What's a nice evening. Got a bee attacking me. It's very rarely that happens, but I am in their home at the end of the day, so I'm not gonna mess around too long. Going relatively quick with this. Just making sure everything is how it needs to be. Another great looking. It's actually the broad box, the second one that we've introduced. It's got so much more, you know, going on them frames, honey wise, and maybe not so much brood. But the frames I was pulling out on that top box were certainly heavier than the frames I'm pulling out in this box. But lots of eggs, larvae, so plenty going on down there. The queen's certainly doing what she needs to do down here. A few drone cells again. Let's just check the bottom of this one. Drone cells again. No kind of queen cup, which is good. Giving it a thorough check. So there's lots of bumps and bibbles on this one. But yeah, all looks good to me. So again, we get this back in. Look at that fully capped brood there. Most of this side. Looking really good. Lots and lots of bees. Like I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock up some sugar syrup again, and I'm going to start giving them some sugar syrup because there's certainly no honey production that I would take. It's not even, you know, if I was to take anything honey wise on this hive throughout this year, it will be them supers above. So because they've not even started drawing the comb out yet, I'm going to give them some sugar syrup and some hive alive again, get it boosted. If there's any tips, I know it would have helped if I'd had already made up comb on them super frames. I would then toast them up a little bit quicker, I do believe. If anybody knows another way of how I can get them bees up into that super, or will they just go up in their own time? Because say I'm new to this, I'm no expert, looking for any kind of advice. If there's anything that I can do that will then toast them up into that super box. There was bees up there when I pulled it out, but like I say, there wasn't a lot going on. A handful of bees. They're busy with all of this. Maybe it comes to a point where, you know, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this empty frame in on this side. I don't honestly think it's going to matter, otherwise I've got to shift them all around again. It's relatively tight to get that in, so we will shift this over just to so the queen's definitely stayed in that top brood box, so we didn't come across her in this. Come off, and this is heavy. Oh, this is really heavy. Nice and gently does it. There is space under these frames, so when I put this on, I'm not squashing bees, because they do have that room when I do that. So got a few bees on this queen excluder. I'll just knock them onto there. And then we'll introduce the honey super, which nothing's happened on at all. Back on that top. And what we're going to do, I didn't make up any sugar syrup for the simple reason I didn't think I needed to, and I didn't really want to go waste it again like I did last time. I threw it all away, so I'm going to go off. I'm going to make some sugar syrup up, and then we're going to put it onto this hive. So we're back with this sugar syrup. So what we're going to do is, like I say, I didn't mix this up before because I honestly didn't think I was going to need it. So I'm just going to take out my bee stopper, and what we're going to do is we're going to place that on the top just like we did before, back in its place. It's all been cleaned out and washed out, so it's all nice again. So you do get a little bit, see, sticky and horrible. I'm going to take that off of there. You can see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to add, so I've let that cool down. I'm just going to pull that into there like so, fill it right up. I could do with a bigger feeder, if I'm completely honest. I know someone did comment and say to me you need to get a bigger feeder, but I thought I was at the end of using it, to be fair, so it wasn't at the top of my priority list. But I will get a bigger feeder, and it saved me topping it up as much, granted. I'll put that in there, and then we're going to leave that now. I'll give it 2 or 3 days and I'll check that, see how we are with it. I'll put this back over the top, and that will allow me to put the lid back on. And I won't come out to this hive, or I certainly won't check the frames now. I will try and run it the 7 days. I don't get a lot of luck with doing that. Bloody weather always seems to want to interfere. Like I say, I took the opportunity to come here today as opposed to tomorrow, because the weather's a bit pants tomorrow. But again, everything is how it needs to be. It's looking good. I'll have to get a bigger strap if I carry on with this hive getting any bigger than it is. So I'm pleased with how everything is. I was surprised with the honey super. I thought there might have been a little bit more action on that, but you know, it is what it is. That's why I've added the sugar syrup and Hive Alive, just to speed that process up a little bit. Once they start drawing that comb out, I will then I will stop with it. But yeah, so it's my journey. I think it's the seventh or 8th time. I think it might be the 7th time I've been in this hive since we introduced the nukes. 2 ball boxes doing absolutely great. 1 super still empty. We've introduced a feeder, lid back on, and we'll give it 7 days and we'll go back in and see how we're doing again. So, ciao for now.